Alright, we're going to get to this book haul real quick, but first I wanted to acknowledge that I had a lot of people send me books this month, and it was very sweet, and it's just incredible. I feel the love. You feel the love. We'll get it to who they are and what they sent me in the video. I just wanted to, take this moment to... Oh, God. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm doing it. Oh. Okay, hold on. The master wants me to tell you guys that we're reviewing The Atlantic Abomination here by John Brunner. It's an Eve special live event. It's February 5th at 2 p.m. Do you guys like corny book jokes? Well, you just got one. February 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing this, The Atlantic Abomination. There's the master. John Brunner. My man John Brunner. As a little bonus, I'll put that cartoon of him hitting on chicks at that party in the 60s all toked out of his mind. I love that clip. Our special guests this time, we have dual special guests. Jim from News from the Gelding and Mark from The Book Thing. So we're very excited. So we will see you over there on Pulp Mortem's channel, February 5th. It's a Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now on to this book haul. Here we go. The first book haul of 2025. Very exciting. I had mentioned that I was going to order more books that I wanted online instead of hoping to find them in the wild. So I got these first three off of eBay. I had kind of a bad experience where I feel like I got jerked around a little bit. Either way. So we got Infernal Idol here. Henry Seymour's novel of witchcraft and ritual murder. This is a Hector Garrido cover. It's part of the Red series. I don't think it was officially a series, but they hired Hector Garrido to do all of these covers. And I'm going to collect them all. I have 3. There are 10. Funny coincidence about this book. My wife had ordered some movies last month. And in it was this Blu-ray, Cruel Britannia. And on here is a movie called Craze. Coincidentally, it was based off of this book. So I didn't know that when I was buying this book. I just bought it because of the cover. So that was pretty rad. Got The Corpse d'Elite, The Samurai. I recently read the Six Gun Samurai #1, and I've been very into ninja stuff. So we went for this samurai book here. It's from the same seller, so combined shipping, you know how that goes. I recently read the novelization of The Golden Child and loved it. It was authored by George Chesbro. While I was doing the research for the review, which I haven't finished, I came across that he wrote some ninja books under the name David Cross. So we got this chant here, written by George Chesbro. It's a 3-part series. Very exciting. Then our first gift of the month was from Eric from the Paperback Warrior. We've slagged Harry Harrison a lot on this channel. Well, Death World. And he has been reading some Harry Harrison and enjoyed it. So he was kind of like, dude, you need to read this. So he sent me Planet of the Damned. So yeah, I almost never write an author completely off. So I'm in for this Planet of the Damned. Nothing like Death World. I mean, the guy's just full of ideas. Oh man, we're already slamming him. Settle down. He also sent me this Pulp Adventures. This is put out by Bold Venture Press, and it is a pulp magazine that's new. This is brand new. And he sent it to me for the Nightmare on Ice, John S. Gillespie story. He said, since I enjoy the wintry themes and who goes there and the thing, and he said it's very much like that. So I didn't know really about this, and apparently it's a mix of old old pulp and new pulp. So yeah, and it's only $10 too. I have to check out some more of these issues. Yeah. All right. So thank you very much, Eric. I very much appreciate it. Next up, we went to the Bookery in Fairborn. It's a mostly a comic shop, but it's a collectible store. The owner has written the pulp price guide for many years. I can't remember his name off the top of my head now, but anyway, they have a small selection of paperbacks. They're always very good. And there's some cheap ones too, and here's a cheap one. After I build it up. My wife got this Nancy Kilpatrick near-death vampire book. He burns with dark desire. He is without mercy and always near death. Yeah, that's all her. I'm not really interested in that one. She also got this Passionate Witch. I showed it to her as a joke. I said, hey, look at this Passionate Witch book. And she said, actually, I want that. So we got the Passionate Witch. I got this collection here, The Dark of the Soul. This is a collection of stories about magic and witchcraft by the world's greatest masters of the macabre. And even though I've read it, because it's in the Atomic Werewolves and Man-Eating Plants, I just couldn't pass it up with that Manly Wade Wellman Song of the Slaves, which is a story about a slave owner who kills a bunch of slaves and they come back from the dead and reap their vengeance. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story, and it has this Robert E. Howard horror story that I've never read. And look, Agatha Christie and H.P. Lovecraft. I'm just the names together. Nathaniel Hawthorne. I don't know. I just got Treasure of the Black Falcon. I got this because it had an underwater UFO. Also a coincidence. I had bought this before I got to the last article in the recent Men's Adventure Quarterly that had the underwater UFO. So it was meant to be. Cool underwater scene, got some sharks. This guy in this antiquated scuba gear here. I don't know how long he's lasted underwater dressed like that, but... And then I got another Monarch from my Monarch collection, which is right there. Flight to Taklama, a compelling novel of a space pilot's secret missions and private loves. So it's like some skeezy astronaut laying down the astronaut beddies, I guess. I don't know. But it looked like a lot of fun. And it was a Monarch. It has a wonderful cover. Everything about this is yes. I don't know why I'm trying to justify it. And then, let's see. And then per usual, when we go to the Bookery in Fairborn, on the way home, we have to pass Half Price Books, so we always stop by Half Price Books. I mean, we're already out there. You might as well. In the cheap section, I got the Destroyer #6. I don't know, got a couple. I don't know if they're in the shot or there or not, but still haven't read one. I got Shannon #1, The Undertaker. 7 beautiful blondes were missing. Finding them was an assignment Shannon enjoyed handling. There he is enjoying handling it. There he is kicking some ass. Look at that mustache. Shannon, I don't know what's up with it. I think I have another Shannon book too. I wonder if it's like a Boy Named Sue type scenario. Where he has to grow up tough. Because he's named Shannon. Got this here Zebra, Act of Love, Joe R. Lonsdale. This looks to be a 90s thriller. It's from the night. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is beat up. It's from 1981. Wow, I was very, very much off. Was it an act of passion, an act of hatred, an act of revenge, or an act of love? I'm gonna stab the shit out of that strawberry. Got this erotic thriller, The Samurai. Right there, that's how you get me to buy a book. Erotic thriller. So I don't know what The Samurai is. I don't know if it has anything to do with actual samurais. It has this lady here. In the throes of ecstasy. This is Cadbury of the British Secret Service, who turns espionage into sexpionage in an adventure that makes James Bond look like a Boy Scout and the Marquis de Sade seem like a prude. Well, there you go. Sounds like a winner. I was very excited to find these two. The Indiana Jones Find Your Fate. As I mentioned before, Goosebumps. I was already an adult by the time Goosebumps came out. But this is from my era, and this is R.L. Stine. These are written by R.L. Stine. And I definitely had these when I was a kid, especially this one, and I had the vampire one, which I still haven't found. These are like choose your own adventures. Obviously they couldn't call it that. So Find Your Fate. This is rad because this was on my list of books that I was looking for. Got a Gothic Face of an Angel by Mary Paradise. Not a very Gothic pen name. She did write Shadow of a Witch, though. Out of the past there loomed before her a beautiful face, warning of terror and death. It's kind of okay. Okay for a Gothic cover. We've seen much better. Oh, she's in Italy. Foreign setting, unless you're watching from Italy. Got another Monarch here. Emergency for Dr. Starr. It's nurse. In the nurse genre. I hate that sticker. Oh well, whatever. Strange Milady. When internationally famous racing driver Gump Whaley was brought to Rothwell Clinic after an accident caused by temporary blindness, Dr. Dan Starr knew he had a special case on his hands. Enlisting the aid of Dr. Claudia Martin, staff psychiatrist, and his fiancée, Dan began to probe into Whaley's life to learn the cause of his blackouts. Yeah, so it looks like drama. So I guess you just call this drama. But I like that cover. I like that Monarch. We're going to need a whole new bookshelf for all of our beautiful Monarchs. If you have any Monarchs in your collection, let me know. Maybe you want to sell them to me. That'd be cool. Dorothy Eden, The Brooding Lake. I do like this cover. It has like the peep through, like God's Little Acre. Maybe inspired by God's Little Acre there. Has some appeal to it, you know. We always want the art first and foremost, though. You gotta fill it up, but it does look good. It looks good. It's just small. Got this one here, Zelda Mtana F.M. Busby. I liked the fact that she is a black female protagonist on the cover of this sci-fi. We here at the Book Graveyard absolutely celebrate diversity. And it's wonderful. It should be celebrated. Not banned. Got the Parasaurians, Robert Wells. It's a dinosaur book. We're going to do this on a future episode of Ebe, so go get your copy now. No date planned. This is obviously one of Jake's picks. Looks to be lots of fun. Sure it'll be a wild time. Child of Blood, Michael Newton. This is about from Nam to America's mean streets, he stalked the one man he was born to kill, his own father, the bastard assassin. No, it was in the cheap section. I was very surprised to find this for a couple bucks. Goonies. I almost said soundtrack. I had the soundtrack for a long time, and then when record prices went crazy, it became this expensive record. I was like, I can't believe people are paying this much money for the Goonies soundtrack. So I'm assuming that the novelization is probably the same. But yeah, we love the Goonies, right? Childhood classic. Adventure. Whatever happened to the adventure genre? Do they still make adventure stuff? I don't really pay attention to new things. Geary, a novel by Mark Olden. A sacred code of honor from the East. Part ecstasy, part revenge, totally lethal. This kind of reminded me of an erotic thriller also. A crazed mass murderer is terrorizing New York, his victims the target of a strange and deadly form of Oriental blood sacrifice. Yeah, so it's a serial killer book. With lots of Japanese flavor. Got this. Get this. Hold on. There we go. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Adventure 7 game book. Scepter of Power. Is that a Lich King? Would you consider that a Lich King there? This is a choose your own adventure type book too. I had been waiting months for this to come down in price. I forget what they had it at, but they just marked it down to $5. It might have been 15. Half price books is crazy. And look at how beat up it is too. How are you gonna ask 15 for that? Like, did no one flip it over to see what it actually looked like? Nice. So I think we have 3 of these now. One day I was watching the YouTube. Ira from SF Words of Wonder had a book haul, and in it he had this Starfighters book. And I said, oh my God, that looks amazing. And Tim commented first, and Ira sent it to Tim, and I was so jealous. I said, I need it. I need that Starfighters. And then look at that. The universe gave it to me for $2. Obviously, influenced by Star Wars. And before we hate on him, we've mentioned many times here how much George Lucas rips stuff off, so we're not even going to hate on Robert E. Mills. You get that paycheck, buddy. Very excited. That's number 2 in a series, though. We got to get the others. And then I got the Guns of Avalon. It's part 2 of the 9 Princes in Amber. If you watch the Eves episode of 9 Princes in Amber, I slammed it. I think that everyone likes 9 Princes in Amber, except maybe me and Eric Wag. But I just heard so many great things about it, and I want to give it another shot. Joseph Reed said that this one is like a sword and sorcery. Obviously, Grammaticus loves it. He's always talking about Roger's Lazady and then in the Amber series. So we're going to get back on that horse. We're going to get back on the Amber horse. Hopefully it's good. We're going to review it. And hopefully we love it and it changes our minds. It's possible. I have an open mind. All right, next up we got Bell Book and Comic. This is another comic book store that has a few paperbacks. And this is right down the street from me. I could walk there. So how cool is that? I found this Robert E. Howard, Pigeons from Hell. This is a horror book. This is a collection of horror stories. Look at that demon. Look at that. Man, that is metal. It's metal as F, as they say. I just heard somebody talk about this book, and I cannot remember who it was. But we're always happy to add some more Robert E. Howard. We paid a pretty penny for this one. I believe we paid $30. Satan's Seductress, Brian McNaughton. It's a horror book. This is That is not Charter. What is it? Carlyle. The publisher Carlyle. So that's one I'm not really familiar with. Doesn't that look cool though? What year is it from? It's from 1980. Nice. I grabbed this one after seeing a book haul from Jake over at Pulp Mortem. He was very excited. He was very excited to get this. Galaxy 666. Peter Toro. Supposedly one of the worst books ever written. Obviously the Star Trek Enterprise there. And that's funny because we had the bootleg Star Wars and now we got a bootleg Star Trek book. It's meant to be. Evil Evil, a story of the diabolical. Linda Dubriel. Look witchy. Supernatural world of the diabolical. Yeah. Satanism, evil. Love it. All the things we love. Got The Prisoner in the Skull. This is a Major Books. Just thought it looked different. I like to collect the offbeat publishers. So we got Prisoner in the Skull, Charles Dye. This was $1, and I got it because armor-plated nipples, that's why. So we got some werewolf eunuchs here. What else is going on there? Are they riding the horse, attacking the horse? Interesting. Yeah, Warrior of Vengeance, number 2, Trails of Peril. It's in the tradition of Conan. Paid a little bit for this one, I think it was $15. Hounds of Tindalos. Frank Belknap Long. I had this in my hand, and then I carried it around for a little bit, and then I put it back down. I was like, oh, $15 is too much. And I looked some more, and then I picked it back up, and I was like, man, that cover is awesome. Then I put it down, and then I picked it up, and I was like, just get it. And it came home with us. And I have no regrets. Then I grabbed this sci-fi book because it's a flagship. I had posted in the last haul that I got a bunch of spy flagship books, and I had commented that I didn't know what it was, and of course Steve Nagan sends me an email with the PDF list of all the flagship titles because he's like that and he knows that stuff. So when I seen this, I was like, hell yeah, I guess we're gonna collect flagship too. Speaking of Steve, I just got this book in the mail sent to me from him. Friends of Eddie Coyle, a novel by George V. Higgins. This is a crime book. He said, hey, have you ever read this? I said, no. He said, well, I was reading it and I was like, you know what, Nick would really like this. So he sent it to me. What a guy. What a guy. He said it's a first edition, but it's a library copy. From the Minnesota Library. That's how they say it there, Minnesota. Apologies to all my Minnesota peoples. All right, last up. I don't know if you've seen the video, but Jake from Pulp Mortem acquired someone's collection who had passed, a friend of a friend, and it was like 1,000 books. And the giving guy that he is, he contacted us, his friends, and he asked us if we wanted any of it for free. He could have traded it in. He could have took it in for trade money, got all the books, but he didn't. He shared it with his friends. He is a wonderful person. Anyway, so we did a Zoom call. He let me pick out the books I wanted, and here they are. First up is this Elmore Leonard, The Moonshine War. In my early 20s, I was very much into bluegrass music in Appalachia and that whole culture of America, that whole time period. So I was very excited to see this Elmore Leonard, The Moonshine War. This is a hard-boiled crime about Prohibition, Kentucky, moonshining. Oh, it looks so good. I'm very excited to read this. We got some Earl Stanley Gardner photo covers. I used to not like the photo cover, but they've really grown on me. I usually don't grab the Perry Mason books, but what the hell, they were free. Got The Affair of the Bloodstained Egg Cozy, which I think I got just because we found it so funny. This is a 1930s, like, classic style mystery, I guess. Like an Agatha Christie, maybe. Here's another of the Earl Stanley Gardner photo cover. Got a couple Alistair MacLeans that I didn't have, South by Java Head. There was more, but I already have them, so I passed on them. Leon Uris, The Angry Hills. I like this artwork, but it's really tiny. It's so funny because we're so used to just going like this and the picture gets bigger, like if you can't see it. But yeah, I just keep wanting to go like this, get bigger. But yeah, this is a espionage little spy book. Have a John D. MacDonald that I didn't have, a Travis McGee, The Lonely Silver Rain. This is the 21st, I think it says. Yeah, 21st, Travis McGee. Is that the last? I don't know. I'll have to ask the Travis McGee expert. This is my favorite of the Earl Stanley Gardner photo covers. Bats Fly at Dusk. It almost looks like a horror book. Got Mignon G. Eberhardt, House of Storm. This is a mystery book. Here's another mystery, A Cold Day for Murder. Dana Stabenow. I think I got it just because of this little dog sled up here. Dog sled cozy mystery. Sure, why not? We got some culture here. We got some literature. Lolita, Vladimir Nabokov. I was surprised to see that this is a Crest book. Interesting. I didn't know that Lolita was made into a movie. Maybe we'll read it, maybe. I doubt it. But maybe. We got it. We got Lolita now. In case I have any academics over. They ask to look at my books, I'll have them something to show them. A Place Like Hesburgh, Charles Fleet. I've never seen this Raven House Mysteries. I don't know what that is. It's pretty beat up. It's alright, we can glue that back on. I think it's from the, what is this, the 70s? Toronto. It's Canadian? 1982. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Got this chewed up copy of Red Harvest, Dashiell Hammett. We got a Shatner, Tech Lords. Never read a William Shatner. I'm sure it's amazing. Got a Gothic here, The House of Terror, Edward Woodward. Kind of looks like Sherlockian, Sherlock Holmes era England there with the guy with the cape and the top hat and all that fog. Nice. Got another Alistair MacLean, Partisans, one I didn't have. Still haven't read any. I know. Got a couple of these Flynn books from the author of Fletch. I don't know much about it. All I know about Fletch is I've seen the movie, the Chevy Chase movie. But I know that in the books they're not like a comedy or anything. I got this Robert Heinlein. I don't remember picking this one out, but we got Between Planets. A little surprise. Thanks, Jake. And then we got these last ones that we both found very amusing. Kinky Friedman, The Case of Lone Star. Kinky is a hip hybrid of Groucho Marx and Sam Spade. So I think Kinky here is comedy. New York's wildest country western singer turned sleuth. Yeah, so kind of a different investigator with a different background. Country western. Then we got another Kinky here. Frequent flyer. Kinky takes on the Nazis. Kinky's back. The Kingster attends a friend's funeral and finds the dear departed is a perfect stranger. Now he's on the trail of a missing person, a Nazi conspiracy, and an elusive, or is it elusive, white tiger with blue eyes. But he's being trailed too, and Third Reich types aren't known for giving second chances. Yeah, go Kinky. Kinky's taking on the Nazis, as we all should. It's good to have Kinky on your side. And we got a couple hardcovers. The last annual Slugfest. I think it's just the cover of the book. It's an old library copy. I don't remember what this is, but I remember him reading it off and it sounding cool. So we got that. Got this Donald Westlake bank shot. I really hope that it's about pool halls or something. That'd be awesome. These hardcovers drive me crazy because you can't all this work to find out what it is. Look at that. And then the page won't even open. All right, we're not going to freak out. We're not going to freak out here. Also, when I was in my 20s, I went through a Hunter S. Thompson period, and I loved Hunter S. Thompson. I was indulging and expanding my mind, looking for the American dream, for the heart of it all. And I read, obviously, Fear and Loathing. So we got this beat up copy of Fear and Loathing. And I read The Hells Angels, which is a crazy book because Hunter S. Thompson goes undercover and joins the Hells Angels. But obviously, I mean, the dude's on his best behavior. He can't be acting all Raoul Duke in there, you know? And yeah, they are bad people. Bad people. But look at this copy. How cool is this? Man, I love this. I need to get the covers. What do you guys call them? I need to figure out how to do that because I want to save this thing. Yeah, this was really good. My favorite of his is the Rum Diary, though. I really love the Rum Diary. And then I tried to read the Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail, the 1972 Campaign Trail, and it was just way too political. Not political in like opinions, but like politicians doing politician things. Like, I don't know, their speeches and their campaign managers and just boring ass shit. I don't know. And then right here, look at this. Look at this giant Tales from the Crypt book he sent us. When I opened the box and my wife seen this, she flipped out. Apparently she's been looking for it for years. And it's kind of hard to find and it costs money. Costs some money. So here we go. And this is kind of the history of how it went from the comic into the TV show. Oh, it has a split. Oh, it even has some of the comics reprinted. Then it has, I think, a show listing back here, yeah. Definitely watched every one many, many times. So that is amazing. Thank you, Jake. You are the man. Since we did that record video, I thought we'd go back to showing off the records we got too. So here's a bonus record entry. I've been really into jazz lately, so I grabbed this Kenny Burrell, Midnight Blue. He's a guitar player. The first song in this track, I don't know if they're called songs. Is it like grindcore where they're called tracks? Is this kind of spy sounding James Bond music. It is awesome. The rest of it's very mellow, jazzy. It's beautiful. Chitlins con Carne. Look that song up. It's the kind of spy stuff. I think this is from the, I don't know, 50s, 60s. I just really like this cover, even though it's just the word blue, really giant. I like the colors. I've been listening also to lots of heavy metal, hair metal. I guess the right on the border is the Poison Dollies. We were watching this movie, this really crappy 80s horror B movie called Rejuvenate, I think. And it was really boring and lame. But in it, there's a scene where they go to this club and there's this all-woman heavy metal band playing. And it's awesome. And I said, who is this? And I looked it up. So I've been listening to it on Spotify. And then we walked into the store and I seen this Poison Dollies. I was like, hell yes. So I was very excited to get that. Also at this store, it's called Hey Suburbia, by the way. It's in Cincinnati, almost in Cincinnati. They have lots of Japanese stuff. I guess the guy has a Japanese connection and sends them lots of Japanese stuff. So here is an 80s Japanese heavy metal band called Tilt, The Beast in Your Bed. My wife bought this. I don't like picture discs. She likes them though. Here's a picture of them on the back, just so you can get a feel of what this sounds like. Yeah, so that's pretty wonderful right there, huh? Tilt. We listened to it, it's pretty cool. Then here's another jazz record I got. I don't really know much about jazz, and I usually go to Skeleton Dust and Dayton, and I just go in and I buy a jazz record that looks cool, and I don't know what it is. It's just a surprise, it's a gamble. It's how we used to do it, and it's kind of fun. Lee Morgan, Caramba. I really like that. I don't know, I just like the way it looks, and it looked appealing. Lee Morgan is a saxophonist, I guess. I don't know like the genres of jazz. I don't really know anything about jazz, to be honest. But it's nice, it's mellow. It's nice and relaxing. It's stressful times. And you need relaxing music. So check out this Lee Morgan Caramba. And then finally, here's one that I got for Christmas that I didn't show off, which I regretted. So here's Wasp, The Headless Children. I only recently discovered Wasp, which is hilarious because they've been around for the 80s and they're huge. But I always got them confused with that Striper, that Christian hard rock band, and I thought that's what Wasp was too, and it was the opposite. This whole time I've been missing out on it. I don't know how I got that mixed up. They do this awesome cover of The Who's The Real Me. It is so good. He tears that bass line up. It is amazing. Look, Mephisto Waltz. I wonder if that's from the book. Mean Man. I'm mean. I'm the motherfucking man. Hell yeah. Wasp. And there we go. So how about, alright, this video's long. How about we end it with a little John Brunner.
What do you do? What do you do? Routine. And I said, I write. And she said, it could be a he, but it was usually due to trying to chat up an attractive bird. She said, really? What kind of thing do you write? I'd say, mostly science fiction. There would be one of two responses. Either she'd say, oh, groovy, I read a lot of science fiction, I never met anybody who wrote it before, which would be fine. Or else there would be a dead pause, and she'd say, oh, I don't read much science fiction, I'm afraid. But that, I think, has changed. Because now the response is far more likely to be, oh, groovy, I saw 2001. Or possibly the Andromeda Strain, or something of that kind. And I must say that this is very much of a conversation stopper.